Hello viewers, welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm in Madinah, a city that's rich in history, peace and spirituality. In this video, I'll give you a quick tour of my hotel, share my experience here and take you to some of the most significant places like Jabal Uhud, Masjid Al-Qiblataini, Masjid Al-Quba and a few more important historical sites. So let's get started. This Madinah hotel offers a remarkably spacious and comfortable experience, a significant upgrade from typical Makkah accommodations, and boasts a convenient location just 750 meters from Masjid an-Nabawi, making prayer access easy. Our group of three found the room exceptionally roomy and the service was consistently attentive and helpful throughout our stay. Viewers, the mosque you see right over there is the Mosque of the Armor. It is a small but historically significant mosque located near the base of Mount Uhud in Medina. It is believed to mark the spot where the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ wore his armor before heading to the Battle of Uhud in 625 CE. The mosque is located close to other key landmarks of the battle such as the Martyrs of Uhud Cemetery and Jabal al-Rumah. We are now at Mount Uhud, which is perhaps the most important historical site in this entire video. The Battle of Uhud took place here, being the second major battle between the Muslims and the Quraysh after the Battle of Badr. Despite being heavily outnumbered in this battle, the Muslims initially gained the upper hand and forced the Meccans to retreat. However, a crucial mistake occurred when the archers, despite the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ's orders to stay at their assigned posts, left their positions to collect spoils from the Quraysh camp. This resulted in a brutal counterattack by the Meccan cavalry, leading to a devastating loss for the Muslims. The Martyrs of Uhud Cemetery at the base of Mount Uhud in Medina is the burial site of about 70 companions who were martyred in the Battle of Uhud in 625 CE. Among them are Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib radiallahu an, the Prophet's uncle and leader of the martyrs, Musab ibn Umair radiallahu an, and Abdullah ibn Jash radiallahu an. The Prophet ﷺ instructed they be buried where they fell, honoring their sacrifice. The site remains a symbol of bravery and devotion in Islamic history. The hill you see here is Jabal al-Rumah, also known as the Hill of the Archers. It was on this hill that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ instructed a group of archers to remain positioned during the Battle of Uhud. However, many of them left their posts prematurely, seeking the spoils of war, which led to a devastating counterattack by the Quraysh and turned the tide of the battle. This is Masjid an-Nabawi, the Prophet's mosque in Medina and one of the most holiest sites in Islam. Built by Prophet Muhammad ﷺ himself over 1400 years ago, it remains a place of peace, prayer and history. Here lies the Rawda, a sacred space between the Prophet's house and his minbar, which he used to give sermons. The Prophet ﷺ said, "What is between my house and my minbar is a garden from the gardens of paradise." In other words, Riyaz ul Jannah. The peaceful view captures the calm and quiet charm of Medina. With clear skies, wide open streets, and a gentle atmosphere, the city radiates tranquility. Its simple beauty and stillness makes it a perfect place for reflection and spiritual peace. Masjid al-Qiblataini, which means the mosque of the two Qiblas, is one of the most special mosques in Medina. From the outside, it looks beautiful and grand with tall minarets, big domes, and wide open spaces for visitors.
The mosque we see today was rebuilt in 1987 during King Fahd's time, and it's much bigger than the original. When they rebuilt it, they removed the old prayer mihrab that used to face Jerusalem and kept only the one that faces Mecca. That's because something very important happened here. Now we're inside the main mosque, and this is where it all happened. During one of the Zuhur prayers, the Prophet ﷺ received a command from Allah to change the direction of prayer from Jerusalem to the Kaaba in Mecca. Right in the middle of the prayer, he turned around and the companions followed him. It was a big moment. It showed their faith, unity, and that Islam was entering a new chapter. Being here makes you feel like you stepped into that moment in history. It is said that on the 12th of Rabiul Awwal, 1st Hijri, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and other Muhajirun had performed the first ever Jummah prayer here. Because of this, even the region around the mosque is now called Jumu'ah. Another significant spot of this video is Masjid al-Mustara. It is the mosque where our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ rested after the Battle of Uhud. It was again renovated in the era of King Fahd. So far from what I've speculated is that almost every mosque in Makkah and Medina looks very grand and beautiful.
على المدينة وعلى المدينة يا رب نصلي في مسجد نبينا على المدينة وعلى المدينة.
The history of the Al Fakir well is tied with the history of the Al Aliya orchards and our Salman Al Farsi radiallahu an. Before being a companion, Salman Al Farsi radiallahu anhu used to be a slave of a Jew. The Prophet ﷺ planted date seeds beside the well to free Salman. It was here that a prophetic miracle occurred, as the trees bore fruit significantly earlier than expected. The well of Al Fakir derives its name from the word tafkir, which refers to an area dug up for planting palm seedlings.
محروسة والله أرض المدينة على المدينة وعلى لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله.
Following its recent reconstruction completed in 1984, the mosque in its current form is much larger and more magnificent than it was before. The renovations included a rectangular prayer hall elevated on a second-story platform. The new reconstruction also features 7 main entrances, 4 parallel minarets, and 56 mini-domes. The mosque was completely replaced by a new structure that stands today.
ربنا رب القلوب وهو علام الغيوب في الشروق وفي الغروب نوره.
The mosque was originally built in the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and is believed to be the first mosque in the world. It was established on the first day of the Prophet's migration or hijrah to Medina. The foundation stone is said to have been laid by the Prophet ﷺ himself, and the rest of the structure was completed by his companions.
إلا الله لا إله إلا الله ما لنا رب سواه لا إله.
What I like about Albaik chicken nuggets is that they are made from real boneless chicken breast seasoned with a unique blend of spices, unlike other chicken nuggets that barely taste like chicken and lack any real flavor. The fish fillet meal also hits the spot, tender, flavorful, and seasoned just right with Albaik's signature spices. So viewers, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and share this video. See you in another video from my Saudi Arabia tour. Assalamu alaikum.